We're going to talk the state of New York baseball. That's what they told us. We said, well, we like the Yankees, so we're going to bring up a Mets fan to make it fair, but we wanted to make sure it was just 2 versus 1. So Jolly's going to come up. We're just going to tell him how much better the Yankees are. Jolly's not ready yet. He's terrified. He thought he was going to get treated nice.
And before we get into it, a genuine thank you to everyone who's out here with us. There's so much going on at this event, so the fact that you chose to come here right now, we can't thank you enough. And then, gentle. And the other thing is, we've gotten a lot of love on it, that we announced this week our partnership with Major League Baseball, and it's really wild.
No, thank you. That's a good note. Thank you very much.
All of this is because of everyone here, so thank you guys. We're going to have some fun yucking ball for about 45 minutes or so. And, we're probably going to bully Jolly Olive just a little bit.
Jolly, good. And here he comes.
And ladies and gentlemen, Jolly Olive.
Ow. Did we get music? All right, so if you've ever listened to any of our shows before or most podcasts, I always appreciate giving everyone a little rundown. We've got topics. Don't leave because Will Warren's going to join us. We're going to chat with him. But first, we're going to welcome and intro Jolly. Done.
No.
And then...
You already got that.
Mets Yankees. Better chance to win the World Series. We're going to make a trade. Trade deadline's coming up. It has to be a Met for a Yankee or multiple. You guys can help us out with that. But first, I think we're just going to debate Mets Yankees, Jolly.
That's a good idea.
How do you want to kick it off? The prompt says, who has a better chance to win the World Series?
Jimmy, do you want to make your Mets-Yankees joke from a week ago?
Oh, yeah. I forgot. We're going to act like the last 6 days, 7 days of baseball has not happened. This is going to be more like when both teams were winning and performing well and not sad.
Jolly, where are Mets fans at? Is it the same from the start of the season? Is it different? Because the Mets got off to an amazing start. The pitching is mind-boggling. The National League is still stacked. So where are Mets fans at right now?
Well, the National League is more stacked now because Rafael Devers is now someone Mets fans have to worry about. We're still going to play the Giants 6 more times this year. It's tough. I think if we're ignoring the last week, it didn't happen, the vibes were good. Kodai Senga is recently injured, but the news we got was pretty good, so the pitching should still be a strong suit. We got guys on the way back like Mark Vientos and Jesse Winker. The stars are hitting. Pete Alonso leads the league in RBI. Juan Soto has been hitting well as of late. He's got the highest OPS of any player in June.
But is he happy?
He looks really happy.
Okay.
Why are you concerned about that?
A lot of people might not have tuned in since the last time they thought of Soto. He's not happy.
Right.
I knew he was happy.
Do you care if other Mets players are happy? Like, what if
No.
Brandon Nimmo was unhappy?
I want Clay Holmes to be happy.
Okay. That's fair. You're just looking out for him. You're a nice guy.
Is there anyone we want to be unhappy?
Alonso, when he's a little bit sad, is very funny.
Okay.
I disagree.
But when he does the...
Are you picking him for the home run derby again?
Yes. Is he doing a home run derby?
I mean, it's obvious. He hasn't confirmed it, but imagine if he said no.
He's let everyone down the last couple of years.
Yeah, we'll see.
Who has the better chance to win the World Series? And I would say you will probably agree that it's the Yankees because of the competition on the path to the World Series.
I think it's a league versus league question, but I think winning your division is the biggest thing. The Mets are tied for their division lead right now. The Yankees' closest competition, I think, is the Rays right now, which no one really had in their book.
Oh, it's that
I
supposed
like the Rays.
to mean.
They just look good in City Field.
They're a great franchise. Have you seen where they play?
Rays. I know you're a Rays guy.
You got to go see. You got to go see their home stadium this year.
I would say it's the Yankees that have a better path right now. We saw evidence of that last year. I'm not speaking lowly on these teams, but facing teams like the Kansas City Royals and Cleveland Guardians as opposed to the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Braves, those caliber of teams. I think it's just easier to set up your rotation. You feel better about the series. You almost always have home field advantage. But at the same time, I think a lot of those teams improved over the past offseason. A lot of them got their first licks of playoff action, like a lot of those players had never been in an October matchup before. Maybe that changes this year. Whereas I think the National League, the coin flip side of it is you're on your toes all season.
Oh, hello. And Jolly said he likes the Yankees now. I guess Jimbo, do you think this year's Yankees are better than last year's Yankees? Because they went to the World Series. It's just me now, folks. Anyways, welcome to Jake's Happy Hour. What Jimmy was about to say, it's going to be interesting for the Yankees just from the point of the Yankees went to the World Series last year. Good. The goalposts have moved a little bit for Yankee fans because that used to be the expectation. I do think there's a little bit of Yankees' natural fear that we did beat 2 AL Central teams to go to the World Series last year. That if the Yankees' path is different this year, if it's Houston and Seattle, I think there's just a fear factor that we can run into a different buzzsaw.
What do you think? Oh, I'm back on. Here you go.
Hello.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey. Good job, Jake.
I did great.
Way to hold it down.
I did great.
Seattle's not a buzzsaw. I don't know what that was talking about. Houston, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this year's team is deeper, and we're acting like it's a week ago. Last year, it very much felt like Judge and Soto, once you cleared them, okay, when's the next time? It's the most time I've ever done that math, like baseball math. How long until we get the lane of Judge and Soto, where this year they've had different ways to beat you offensively. I was going to ask Jolly, you talk about last year, the Yankees had an easier path because all the Central teams got in because the White Sox granted them so many wins. Is the NL East a one-team division this year because the Rockies are going to just give the NL West 12 wins apiece? That's what happened last year.
That's a really interesting question because the Giants just got better, and I think they still have matchups with the Rockies. You know the Dodgers are going to be there. I wouldn't count out the Padres. So very quickly you're running out of spots in the NL East. I think we all counted out the Braves a little bit, but then they just swept the Mets. So now they feel like they're reinvigorated. The Mets and Phillies are tied. I think 3 playoff teams are going to come from one of those divisions, and right now it does feel like the NL West. I'm still putting the Braves kind of in the back seat just because of their record. They're still 10 games behind, a lot of season left, but I'm not counting out the Giants at this point. I was a little lukewarm on them going into the season, but them adding Devers and all their guys playing the way they are, their rotation holding up, right now in my mind by season's end, they're going to be a playoff team because they're probably going to bye at the deadline too. So I like that theory.
More nervous now.
I'm not too nervous.
Let's make a deal.
Oh, we're going to trade?
It's trade time.
Wow.
As we were scheming what to do for this, we said it'd be funny if we did a Yankees-Mets trade live. And that's what we're going to try to figure out. How about this? What do the Mets need right now?
Okay, so they're like every team where they could probably use a little bit of bullpen, but I'd say that's one of the stronger sides of their roster.
We have no bullpen for sale.
You guys got one good reliever on a really nice contract. I don't know. Maybe you don't need him. Who knows?
Mark Leiter?
Okay, you got offended by that.
You want Mark Leiter.
He's got some nasty stuff.
He's got some nice stuff.
I think the biggest need for this team at this specific moment with no Mark Vientos and no Jesse Winker is a DH. Right now, the top half of this lineup is very thin.
We got Jim.
We have options.
Okay, what are your options?
But
Present them.
you're not going to get Stanton, though.
Okay.
Because he reminds the team they don't get swept at home every time they're about to get swept at home, and then they don't, which is a huge
That's really
role.
valuable.
It's like the best coaching they get.
Doesn't he have like a no trade too in his contract?
He has a no trade, and he wouldn't go to the Mets. You're correct.
I'm going to go
there.
to the Mets.
He's out.
Good assumption. Ben Rice, you want? That's what we've heard.
I like Ben Rice. I like that he walks out to Feel Good Inc. by Gorillaz. I think that's the best walkout song in the Yankees. Also, he mashes, hits bombs, hits the ball hard. And he's a lefty power hitter, which I feel like this lineup could use.
So do you have any lefty relievers? No,
that's probably
What do we
something
want?
we
You have a
need.
third baseman?
Well,
Righty platoon outfield bat? That's what the Yankees need.
Are Mets fans done with Lindor?
why would you say that? Why would you think that's
I thought
true?
we were talking trade.
You guys want a
I thought we
you
were
guys have
talking
a shortstop. You have like a hometown kid that you really like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good on the
Yes.
defensive side of the ball.
We're looking for depth.
Oh, I see. So
We think
Lindor
he
wouldn't
could be
start?
a backup
That's what
shortstop.
you're saying?
We think he'd be a nice replacement. Okay, so Lindor's out.
But if you need a backup, I mean, maybe Luis Angel Acuna. You know, he's a little rough around the edges, but he plays good defense, runs hard, fun, good last name.
Maybe we take Clay, we put him in the bullpen.
We kind of need Clay right now. We're short on starters.
We're not going to do that.
Clay, I think, loves being a Met, too.
Probably. They let him start.
Yeah, it's great. He threw 103 pitches last night.
We need pitching or third base.
I mean, do you want to do a straight Mark Vientos for Ben Rice swap? Change of scenery? All
I'd
that Ben Rice
listen
has
to
been
it.
playing.
I'd have to check with my consigliere.
Who was it?
Mark Vientos?
Yeah.
What do you think of his nickname? He goes by Swaggy V. Does that work for you?
It's not really his nickname. It's just like a play on nicknames. I don't give him credit. It's like saying, what do you think of his nickname? J-Rod. You know, it kind of just comes with it. Swaggy P was the nickname.
It's not as big of
So
a
I don't
draw.
like it.
Okay.
Is that the first attempt at Mets memeing this year? They were the best team last year at coming up with things.
Yeah, there haven't been as many rallying cries this year. We're still kind of waiting. Like, what's the next mascot going
I
to
heard a rumor Soto shuts them all down.
Soto's been shuffling a little bit more.
I made that up. What's the question? What was the trade? Vientos for who?
Pete Alonso?
No.
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 Lindor's not available.
Lindor's not available.
You could take Goldie, move Pete to DH for the remainder of the year, and we get
Lindor?
Lindor.
Starling Marte? You guys interested in that?
Kinda.
We're not in the business of that.
We
Who
need
do
a
you
righty.
want?
Could use a righty, platoon bat. We
I
have to
think-
make a trade, Jake. We can't move on to.
I think
The next
Vientos
better
for
segment.
Rice is actually.
I think it's an interesting conversation. Vientos did a lot last year for this team down the stretch. The outlook is kind of murky right now. He's been chasing a lot. The defense is a little bit not there.
We don't.
But Ben Rice,
You're not
what's his
selling this
position?
trade too well.
Can I ask you this? How did
Yeah.
Ben Rice look at catcher?
He
like
threw
that?
out.
Normal.
He threw a runner out.
Because we got kind of a catching problem right now, so maybe we just stick him there.
Yeah, he looked normal. He looks cute. He's got a baby face.
I like that.
He looks like a young kid, but
You
he's
had
not.
a good tweet one time. It was like, he looks like his reaction to a home run or something made you laugh.
He's got pure joy.
That's what it
when he
is.
homers. It's not. There's nothing besides just whoa. I just realized they're doing.
It
something.
starts
It
out
translates
with a
silently.
really. It starts out with a really nasty
Right.
intensity,
Right.
and then right after the swing, it turns into little league love.
So are we shaking on this? Or
Yeah, I'll watch the shake.
I thought you were the
air
GM.
shake?
Oh.
Great deal.
Okay.
A trade was made.
Now we have visuals for the next thing. I think we do. We're gonna choose. We're gonna make a best of New York team,
I think it's Will Warren time.
right?
I think it's Will Warren time.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
we're doing that afterwards.
You were
I
doing
just
that
teased-
afterwards.
that was a tease. Is the next segment?
Well,
after the segment.
oh, I just saw myself on the big screen. I went away.
Gosh. All right.
Yeah,
Actually,
let's
you've been
bring
there.
out the starting pitcher from the New York Yankees, leading MLB rookies in strikeouts this year.
Wow.
The Thunder from down under, Will Warren.
Not his nickname. Can't be his nickname. Yeah, he's here. Not bad. Did you know that stat that Jake introduced you with? You're leading all MLB rookies in strikeouts.
I knew that.
Oh, you got muted. You knew that. All right.
How we doing? How
Good,
are you?
good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. We talked a little bit backstage, but this is pretty wild, huh?
Yeah, this is wow. This whole thing is way more than I could have imagined. So
Were you nervous that we were going to put you in a trade, or excited that Jolly was going to ask for you in the last segment when we were making trades?
no.
It's
I
not
I
off
knew
the
y'all wouldn't
table.
do that to me.
I mean, I'm interested. What are your offers?
no,
no?
offers.
No.
No offers.
No offers, yeah.
I love my team.
I
A
feel a
young-
little outnumbered here. I'm not gonna lie.
Young, controllable starting pitcher. That's every team's dream.
Yeah.
That's what we got. And he's got that New York Yankee face, that original New York Yankee face,
Yeah.
you know?
Judge is always like, "Are you shaving on purpose?" And I'm like, I just don't grow facial hair.
Hair policy didn't change your day-to-day a
Didn't
lot.
change for me.
Here's a tough question. Which facial hair do you think is kind of making Hal go, I wish I didn't loosen the rules here. So that's a tough one right away.
I don't want to point any fingers at anybody, but Austin Wells is a hairy guy.
Yeah.
And his beard, it's great, but I like the mustache.
He went full beard for a little bit, and then he went back to the mustache.
He went full beard until we lost a series, and then he shaved. He might need to bring that beard back.
Trent's mustache, we're pretty excited about a new idea we had where we're just going to Photoshop Trent's mustache on every other player's face. That should be like a between innings Jumbotron. We'll sell that idea to the Yankees.
Yeah, maybe he can put some wax in it and kind of curl it a little bit.
Gotcha.
He should.
Pretty long.
Yeah. What? We'll ask you some baseball questions. First time in the rotation, a lot of run here. 11 strikeouts your last start. That was nice. You pitched again. You faced Trout. Is he the biggest guy to step into the batter's box? And you're saying, "Oh, holy shit, I'm facing this guy."
That Dodgers lineup is tough, man. Definitely Shohei to Freddie
Yeah.
to Teoscar. Mookie wasn't in there, but Trout. That whole at bat. I think looking back after the game ended was kind of surreal. I mean, I think when I was little, like, Trout's the greatest baseball player ever. That's what I thought. And, to pitch against him was just kind of a dream come true. It was crazy to think about.
That let's rip the Band-Aid. That Dodgers start wasn't what you wanted it to be, and that's okay. That's baseball. Afterwards, does anything change for you? Do you have I don't know, do you stew in it for 24 hours? Do you do anything different, or is it just like, hey, baseball happened today, let's get the next one?
I immediately flushed it, didn't want to think about it, didn't want to meet about it.
So I shouldn't have brought it up right then.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it was looking in the mirror like, hey, Freed didn't get the win the first game. Like, we got to go beat these guys. And I think I took it to another level of an intent and, like, the mentality. And, like, that's not me. Like, I'm a goofy guy. I'm laughing in between the innings. And so I kind of got out of the comfort zone. So, yeah, I think we talked about it after. And it's like, hey, just go back to being Will Warren. They told me, like, you're good enough. Like, Will Warren's good enough to do whatever. Like, just go out there and be you and, flush it onto the next one. And like you said, it's baseball. Like, you're going to go through these ebbs and flows of the season. That's why there's 162 games. And, just get back on track.
Hey, I'm really sorry he brought that up. There's always a spot on the Mets for you. You won't have to deal with stuff like that.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, there's
Hey,
wanna do a
it's
trade.
great. Yankee fans hold you to a high expectation.
Wow.
And we
That's
all
like-
hold
Good answer.
ourselves to a high expectation.
when you're like 39 and you're looking for a gig,
What is this stray?
let's go Mets.
No. You said you wouldn't. You said you wouldn't.
I like that you're talking about that. The Yankees have seen a lot of starting pitchers get to the postseason and do what you said, like kind of pitch at that moment. We saw Rodon against the Royals last year, just way more fiery, and Sevy his first wild card start, and both had the same answer after. Like, I hyped myself up too much, tried to like go ball out instead of just treat it like a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's just like the human element of the game.
Yeah, well, better to get it out in June than a one-game wild
That's
card.
what
Sevy waited
that's
way
what
too
we've been
long.
talking about. Unfortunately, we haven't scored that many runs, but hey, I'd rather get it out in these last 4 games and, in October. So, like, it's the best offense in the league. So we're going to put up 20 runs like we did at the beginning of the year in the postseason.
There you go. Go. I love pitch mix stuff, so this might be too nerdy for some people here, but you came up last year, there's a lot of sweeper, sinker. This year, even started spring training, four-seam as a finishing pitch. The sinker and the four-seam are kind of playing in tandem with each other. Do you consider yourself, like, what do you consider yourself? Someone asks you, like, what do you throw? Like, what's your pitch? Would it be sinker, sweeper still? Because you don't throw the sweeper.
For the first time ever in my life, I would think that I would say my fastball is my best pitch, which I think is a good spot
Yeah.
to be in. especially when you got two of them.
Which fastball? That's what I was.
I think the four seam's come a long way. A lot of confidence built up through the last year. I'm kind of get into some metric stuff, but I'm kind of a low slot guy. So I look up there at the video board after each pitch, and I'm like, 14, like that's terrible. That's gonna get whacked. And the more I've learned, I have a lower arm slide. Like that's playing a lot higher than what it says. And so then the confidence builds. You're willing to go throw it in the zone against Mike Trout and Freddie Freeman. And I think the confidence behind it allows the pitch to just be even better. Because you're fearless with it. It's like, here it is. Hit it.
So you're looking at the board. Is it mostly movement? Do you ever let one rip and you're like, that kind of felt 96, 96? Like, you're checking speed, you're checking movement?
There's a lot. If you see the strikeout at the end of the inning, I'll turn around real quick. And I like to say that it's for the movement, but it's definitely like, you'll turn around, 93, no way, I just gave it everything I had.
I know that feeling.
Are you calling pitches, or as well as the catcher sending them to you through PitchCom?
We've had a good job of JC too, like getting in there and having a game plan beforehand. I think that's it's not always going to go smoothly. Stuff's going to happen and you react in the moment. But if we have our game plan beforehand, we kind of get on the same page, and then it turns into all right, he calls the pitch and I'm ready to go. That's what I wanted. Every now and then we'll get off, and ultimately I'm going to throw what I want to throw because I'm convicted in it. Sometimes you get a Wells, he'll shake his head, and then it'll work out, and he's like, "You're crazy." I love it. And I'm like, and sometimes it doesn't work out, and I'm like, yeah, that's on me.
I'm going to wear that one.
I wanted to ask you really quick because we just heard him in the booth on Yes the other day. Garrett Cole, obviously out for the year. But one thing I see whenever you pitch is that once you're done for the day, I feel like you guys are always right next to each other, and he's always telling you something. What's some of the wisdom that Garrett Cole gives you on a day-to-day? Because I feel like he's going to end up being probably a really good pitching coach someday or something like that. Is there anything specific, or is it kind of just the day-to-day?
Garrett has so much knowledge for the game. I could sit here for 5 hours and talk about stuff, but just like I've talked about, the Will Warren, he's real big on you believe in yourself and because you got good stuff and you're here for a reason. And then it's a lot of the numbers, execute your fastball. It doesn't have to be that good of a fastball, but if you execute it, hitting is really, really hard. It's play the probability. It's going to be an out for the most part. And then last year, a lot of it was just pitch sequencing, how to read foul balls. Never knew how to read foul balls, and now I do. Using different areas of the strike zone. You could throw the same pitch down and away to somebody, and it feels slower than a pitch up and in, obviously. And the up and in one might play 3 to 4 miles an hour faster. And you're using the same pitch in different locations to throw off timing.
What was the term? How to use foul balls, or how to rate them, or
to read them? So sometimes throw a fastball, guy hits it to the right side, everybody knows he's late. That's the easy one. But it's the one that's fouled back. Use your catcher. He's right there. He's the one reading what happened. Did he miss late and foul it off, or did he just miss it? And then you have one high pull side down the line. He's close. He almost hit that. The ones that are yanked into the dugout, those are the ones that were all right, he cheated. He's cheating to something. He's not on this.
I'd love to see Cole hosting a seminar, and it's just called, what does this foul ball tell you?
Thoughts with Garrett Cole. Y'all would have to have a couple days, maybe a week, because he's got a lot of it.
Hey, man. So we love Garrett. All Yankee fans love Garrett, obviously. When he first came over, some of his press conferences were a little premeditated, and he's an interesting guy. The evolution of Garrett has been awesome. You've seen it a lot more than us, but him becoming a team leader and just who he is as a person and how passionate he is. comma, have you ever had to tell him, like, yo, Garrett, I, like, need a minute, bro? Like, when he starts rolling, it's intense for us watching through the TV.
I will say the Boston game, the last inning didn't go how I wanted to. Garrett's like, you did well, Will. Will, you pitched really well. And I'm just over there, like, gritting my teeth, like, I just walked the last 3 batters. Like, I don't want to hear it right now. And he's like, Will, you did really well. And finally he walked over, and I was like, thank you, Garrett. Like, thank you for your – and he's like, I mean it. I know it didn't end like you wanted to, but you pitched really well.
Wow.
And that's just like he's just wanting to give you that – like, he wants to talk about it. And, like, he was waiting for me to finally, like, calm down and talk about it.
Got to return that to him when he returns. You know.
I know. No, he's been great being that extra, pitching coach this year. And I think he's helped – there's always so much knowledge in that Yankee clubhouse, and I think he's helped, Max Fried, Rodon, like those guys also open up and give knowledge too, and that's very helpful for someone in my position.
One more question before we let you go. Weaver returns tonight. Can you just tell me good things about him? Because he's my favorite player on the team in a landslide. No offense.
Jimmy hasn't, like, we're getting old. So, like, I can't, like, idolize you like I used to Bernie Williams. So, I don't know. People would be like, oh, who's your guys' favorite players? And we're like, I don't know, like, the guys. Luke Weaver has, like, transformed him. Because everything he does out there is so gross. So, please hype both of them up a little bit.
Yeah. Has he been, like, annoying the hell out of everyone on the IL? Has he not been around?
He's been locked in. He's been trying to come back sooner than the 15 days that he was mandatory to stay on the IL. But I've been trying to work on my Weaver strikeout stare that he does.
Yeah.
His mound presence is, like, crazy.
It's elite. Weaver and I actually talked a good bit about just, like, the mental side of the game. He's shared with me, because he used to start. He's like, I can see some of the, like, your wheels are spinning, and I feel like where you're at, and so I just want to, like, help you through that because I didn't have, like, I didn't know what to do when I was in that position, and now I know, so I can help you. So he's been awesome, and he's an awesome teammate. Keeps it lighthearted, and then he turns into an absolute animal to come close the game.
Yeah, I love light switch athletes like that. Like, total goof when he's mic'd up, but on the mound is like a menace.
He's a dog.
Insane.
He's a dog.
Awesome.
Hey.
All right, man. Thank you very much. We'll let you get out of here. We're going to go choose the best lineup in New York now. So anyone you really want us to fight for against the Mets?
Nobody on the Mets.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're going to
that
have an
makes sense.
interesting Edwin Diaz, Luke Weaver conversation, but that'll come at the end.
Well, it's still Devin. Until
If we
tonight.
do a voting system, I'm going to lose every time.
We could use another setup guy.
Okay.
We could use another.
I don't trust you.
Awesome.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Will Warren. All right. We're putting together the best New York team.
Yep.
I think we got images and stuff, graphics as they call it.
High tech?
We'll see.
Maybe. Should we start with an easy one, or should we save right field?
Look at this.
Hey. What is that?
Wow.
Look at that. It's beautiful.
Spent all morning drawing that. I think we're starting off with catcher, which, Jolly, I'm interested to see if you're going to battle us on this. We have young Austin Wells. We like him a lot. He's a great presence. The bat has up and down a little bit this year, but it's good. He's hitterish.
He was trying to trade for Ben Rice to put him behind the dish, so I feel like that means Austin Wells.
I feel like Yankees fans' perception of Austin Wells is kind of weird because I think he's a good ball player. I think he calls a good game, and yet I see like a lot of scrutiny at times for Austin Wells, whereas the Mets, San Francisco Alvarez almost have like an inverse relationship right now of a couple years ago, he was a 22-year-old who hit 25 homers and at times was carrying the offense. And this offseason, Mets coaching staff did a lot to like change his swing and his offensive approach, and you're seeing the very ugly side of that right now, which is, his offensive struggles have bled into his mentality, and he's just having a really rough year. So as it stands, I think this is an easy Austin Wells. I guess I want your take, though, of are you impressed with where he's at in his development? Do you think there's more there, or are you satisfied with the player that he is?
No, I think there's a lot more for Wellesley. Even last year around this time to the end of the season, he had like 3 really good months. He hits the ball hard, but he doesn't always give you a good at-bat on the way there. So if he's not getting results, they can be quick and kind of easy at-bats.
We interview Boone every week, if you're not familiar.
That's cool. Where can I find it?
I'm wearing a Wells shirt.
Where can I watch?
And one, Boone is always protecting his players as it's part of his job. But he even said, he's like, Austin's got more in there. And normally he wouldn't throw that out there if they don't think. So there is more in there, and he hasn't been a problem at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, he hits a homer every couple times where you're like, all right. And then you're like, hey, we need another one of those, and then he'll find it.
So New York starting catcher is Austin Wells?
I think it's a fun conversation last year. This year, not so much. I think it's Austin Wells.
Who we got next?
Don't start. Don't you start. Hey, by your rule,
Yeah.
Paul Goldschmidt can be one of your favorite players. 38 years old, 37?
38 years old. I'll give this one to Pete.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, let's see if the crowd wants Goldie.
All right.
It's Goldie then.
You said you weren't going to do this. Here's what I'll say. The Goldie signing is going a lot better than I thought a lot of people would expect, considering what he was last year and all that. He's been probably your most well-rounded hitter besides Judge, the most consistent. Him hitting leadoff is kind of crazy. But, yeah, there's no way you can't give this to Pete. He's on an absolute tear.
The only thing I'll say, and not to knock Goldie, it's awesome. I think it is going to be good, but you forget, I have to remind myself how long a baseball season is so many times. Like Holiday in 2017, the Yankees got him on a 1-year deal, and up until the All-Star break, it was like, this is amazing. And then he went to Oakland Coliseum, got staph infection, and then didn't play the second half of the season.
It's Pete.
I think
It's
he's
Pete.
just benefited so much from hitting behind Soto.
Uncle
There's
Steve-
always someone on, and it's just such a far cry from what he was last year, which was he really struggled with runners in scoring position. It felt like a mental thing. And this year he feels like the best version of himself. He's drawing walks. He's hitting 300 in 2 separate months. Pete's having a really good year. Very interesting off-season conversation, too, because he's probably going to opt out again, and we're going to be right back into where we were last offseason. I think it'll be easier this time.
Get that wallet out for the Mets home run leader, Pete
Soon.
Alonso.
Probably another month.
Come on. We're building
All right.
history in Flushings.
Where are we going next? Those have been easy. Well, catcher wasn't easy, but
So we took 5 minutes. This was supposed to be 10 minutes. Jazz versus McNeil?
at second? Well, who are the Yankees putting out as a third baseman?
I'm going McNeil here.
Because
100%.
DJ's the second baseman right now.
Okay. So how about, do you have a third baseman? No. Okay. So we'll trade you.
Okay.
We'll put Jazz at third. You can have McNeil at second.
Okay, I don't mind that. That feels like an easy solution. McNeil's been kind of bouncing around, but he's been hitting well, hitting for power. Jazz is kind of in a weird spot right now. I don't know. What do you guys think?
That means you're going to have 3 out of 4 in the infield because Lindor is the shortstop.
You don't even want to talk about it at all? You don't even want to, discuss or anything?
I'm happy. I'm happy to have him.
You like
Lindor's
Francisco
great.
Lindor. It's working out.
Do you disagree?
Ew. I just looked
What?
at the graphic and it's...
Well,
Well, let's change that a little bit. Let's go to, or do we save right field?
Let's go to... Wow. You're going to win left field, right?
left field's been kind of a revolving door.
Cody versus Nimmo?
Oh, is it Nimmo?
It would be Nimmo, yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually an interesting conversation.
That's it.
That's an interesting one, huh?
I wouldn't tell you this, but that's an interesting conversation. But I'm going Belly. I like the way he plays baseball. Argue
Now we'll
against
let you.
that.
Now we'll let you have a vote, and then maybe I'll decide it.
Okay. Here's what I'll say about Brandon Nimmo. Very up and down year so far. He's been really good in June. ever since he moved back to the top of the lineup, which is very clearly where he's most comfortable, he's been hitting a lot better. I think if you ask Nimmo to be your 4, your 5, your 6 hitter, middle of the order, it's not going to work out. But if he can get up near the top of the order, get his on base up, take his walks, that is the best version of Brandon Nimmo. He's also robbed like 5 home runs this year. So I know Bellinger's been a nice find for you guys, and he hasn't been playing as much center.
What
but
are
I would
Ellie's
still go
stats
Brandon
on the
Nimmo.
year at this
Yeah,
point?
I don't. It's just
Is Nimmo going to lead off?
Brandon Nimmo has 1.3 B WAR, and Cody has 1.4.
Oh,
So I think we just found our left fielder.
Well, he has the deciding vote.
I will. Jake kind of won me over with that bigger number thing.
Okay, what about the other numbers?
If I'm a service level fan and I know nothing, and I hear what Jake said about Belly having the better stat, I just choose him.
New York's left fielder Cody Bellinger.
That was me reading all my knowledge and bias, acting like someone who doesn't know, and being a neutral third party.
Let's move on.
Center field Grisham and Tyrone Taylor.
Pass? Should we both pass on this one?
Pass.
Maybe only 2 outfielders.
Are you going to fight? You can. Is it a
I fought
fight?
for Nimmo, and I got
This is
outvoted.
so rude because I think Maddie's updating this in live time. But do we just have that Mets-Yankees hybrid logo ready to go? Just split it down
in
the middle?
half.
Can he put on both? at the
Grisham's
same
got to
time?
have better stats.
Grisham has
and
much
he's
better
won
stats.
more Gold Gloves. But if you really want it, Jolly, for your own self-esteem and the rest of your day, I'll give it to you.
I mean, outside of the superstars, Tyrone Taylor is my favorite player on the Mets
Okay.
because the dude plays an incredible center
Is
fielder.
Trent
vibes
Grisham your
guy.
favorite player on the Yankees?
Entertainment-wise, sometimes.
I'll tell you what. You guys lump in Grisham and Bellinger together in center field. Give me left field, and we're square. Because Belly plays some
I
center.
mean, it's already up there. I don't know, pal.
And Maddie's
Yeah, I
savvy.
think Maddie
he
said
can
once
fix
I
that
put
really
it down, I
quick.
cannot remove it.
Just take center field.
What about Aaron Judge versus Juan Soto?
I think it's interesting. You
What's
don't think so?
interesting about it?
It's oddly the easiest decision out of all of them if you just go by the numbers and results. Because
Well, Judge is more of a center fielder, right? That's where he played all last year.
no, the defense gets much better when you have Judge.
You like him
the
in
base
right.
running, which Judge hasn't been good at, gets better.
You guys
and the
know I
offense
can't make an
improves
argument.
like crazy.
He designed this whole thing. So
I
you
didn't
can
think
talk-
Juan Soto wouldn't even make the New York All-Star team. That wasn't the whole point of this exercise.
I'm getting bullied. This is mess. People are leaving.
That's
because of
tough.
Maddie, just put up a bunch of Yankees logos. I think that's that's our time.
We'll take Stan for DH, and we got to go.
this. I like your guys' outfield. I'll say that. You took DH.
We'll
too?
give you center field because of the DH situation.
Maddie, get however many Yankees logos you could get on the screen. We knew it was going to end here.
I get starting pitcher.
Yeah, you can have the pitching.
Okay,
The
because our
rotation.
rotation's been very good.
Yeah.
Kodai
Yeah.
Senga, ERA leader. Jake loves Griffin Canning. David Peterson just threw a shutout.
I do like David Peterson.
Yeah, he's a dog.
He could be good in pinstripes.
Okay.
Him and Will Warren.
I like Will Warren.
All right.
Do that ending dance you said you were going to do.
Well, everyone, that got, as per usual with us, pretty serious baseball talk. Again, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Make sure you swing by the John Boy Media booth. It's literally a replica of our warehouse. It's insane. It's awesome. Enjoy Fanatics Fest. Thank you to Jolly Olive for putting up with our bullying. Give it up for the great John Bino. And yeah, me too.
Thank you.
We can't thank you guys enough. Go baseball, and we'll see you around this weekend.